Yep, you saw that right. Despite me using all of these characters for We're the Top 5, I barely remember their lore because it's been a very long time since I've watched anything actually relating to them. That was Mabel. And by that I mean, it has been years since I have watched Five Nights at Freddy's. It has been not years, but quite a long time since I've watched Danganronpa. And it has been more than 2 years since I have done or watched anything Kid Icarus related. So I'm gonna see how well I can remember their lore. Bro, I can't even remember if Yoshi has any. Like, because it's been since I was like 6. Oh, and obviously this contains spoilers for these series if I don't get it wrong. So there's that. Okay, I only really remember the lore for Five Nights at Freddy's from like FNaF 1 to FNaF 4 because I kind of grew up with those, and some tidbits of the other shit on the side. So basically what I remember is like, I think like William Afton's kids die or some shit, and then his wife leaves him or something, and then he's like, wow. So he like kills kids and puts them in the animatronics or something, and they're like, what the fuck? And I think they're like vengeful or something, and they're trying to kill him or something. I really don't know. This is like Five Nights at Freddy's explained by an idiot. And like in the third game, he gets like spring locked because he's like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, I can be Spring Bonnie, and the kids won't recognize me. But then the fucking suit, it like fails, and then he's Springtrap, and he doesn't really have, he's just Springtrap. I know that the fourth game is like a prequel, and that William Afton always comes back because he's also what was the William Afton's name in FNaF Pizzeria Simulator? I can't remember what his name was. I think it was Scraptrap? Yeah, it was Scraptrap. And he's like survived multiple fires. Like, this man is fucking invincible. I can't believe I'm having a hard time with this. Like, my life revolves around these characters, and I used to be so invested in their lore. I'm gonna start with what I remember of the Danganronpa 1 lore, and then when I get to Danganronpa 2, the image is gonna switch to Fuyuhiko, because both of these characters are in the show. So there's like these kids, they're like teenagers, except Yasuhiro because he's an old fuck and he failed multiple times. And they all get like trapped in this school or some shit, and they have like amnesia or something, and they have to kill each other. I don't remember why they have to kill each other. Excuse my bed creaking. It's because Junko Enoshima is like a crazy bitch, and she's like, OMG, despair. This shit's crazy. So she wants them to kill each other, and she like gets her own sister killed and shit for it. And then also Kyoko's dad dies. And from what I remember, he was like the principal of the school. And also I remember that all these characters have like ultimates. Obviously, that's like the thing everybody knows about Danganronpa, isn't it? But like they all have like these ultimates. Yes, I remember my character's ultimates, don't worry. Byakuya is the rich bitch, the ultimate high school level heir, and then Fuyuhiko is the Yakuza. But, okay, I'm gonna get into specifically Byakuya lore now. So Byakuya is rich, and he grew up in a pretty fucked up family, and he has like 15 moms, if I'm remembering correctly. I think it's 15. And he has one dad. And all his siblings and shit had to like fight each other financially or something, or just like for favoritism or some shit. I don't know. I don't remember. I really don't. All I know is that Byakuya kind of grew up in like a fucked up environment. Yeah. Danganronpas 2. So I remember that they're in like a simulation or some shit, and they're actually like grown men. They're actually grown men, and they're like killing each other, and they're actually like the remnants of despair at the end, I think. I don't remember. And Chiaki is like not real or some shit, but like Fuyuhiko, I don't remember, but like, he kind of like also grew up in a fucked up environment because his parents were kind of shitty, and also he's literally in the mafia, so there's that. Okay, this one's a little bit unfair because I never got to finish this game, and I tried to avoid spoilers as much as possible, but I've still gotten them throughout the years, which means this one's gonna be even worse. So basically, I'm pretty sure, like, Pit is, like, not allowed to fly for more than 5 minutes or something, because then his wings will burn off, which I think that did happen at some point, but I that's, like, the only thing I remember exactly. And, he's, like, the general of an army. He's, like, the general of Palutena's army. And he has to... I know, like, the basis of what this the 3 sacred treasures are, but I don't really remember exactly. Like I said, I didn't get to finish this game, and also I'm really bad with memory, so... Okay, I have to restart. So basically fucking, Medusa and Palutena are having, like, this petty war, and Pit has to go and stop this shit because he's, like, the leader of Palutena's army. He's like, okay, so he has to, like, fight shit in the underworld, and then Medusa dies, I think. But, like, I know there's, like, this one guy, I think he has, like, a mace, or it's, like, one of those things where it's, like, a ball with spikes on a chain, but I don't remember his name or who he is, because I've only seen him once so far. And then there's, like, Medusa, like, gets defeated at some point in the game, if I remember correctly, but I know there's also, like, this one point where there's, like, a mirror, and then Pit jumps through it like an idiot or something, and then Dark Pit, like, kind of just exists now, and he's, like, evil or some shit. He's, like, super emo. I don't remember the exact timeline of this at all, but then, like, after Medusa dies, there's, like, Hades or some shit. Pit's like, alright, this is kind of bullshit. But then there's, like, space pirates, and they're like, fuck this shit. And then there's, like, an alien invasion or something, but, like, that is all I remember. I can't believe I'm about to share the lore for the fucking day my butt went psycho, but okay. So basically, Zack is, like, this little shit, and then his butt comes off one night, alright? And this butt holds, like, a rally. You know, I should put potty train in the back of this, it's perfect. But I kinda actually remember this lore pretty okay. But the butt holds, like, a rally, and then everyone else's in the town's butts are like, yeah, fuck that. And they all, like, have, like, this overthrow. So there's, like, this war between butts and humans. And then Zack, like, ventures out to find his butt, but then he, like, falls in this ditch. It's either a ditch or a sewage plant, I don't remember. And there's, like, evil butts. I think one of them is named Maurice. I do not remember the other one, but he has, like, a mustache. Please excuse the motorcycles. But there's, like, this buff butt, and his name is Maurice. But then they're, like, about to kill him. And then that's when Eleanor's stupid ass comes in. So she's like, alright, come with me. And she's, like, the daughter of, like, the most important butt fighter, who is Silas Stern. And, like, oh, shit, I don't remember the name of the team. But they were, like, this team of butt fighters, and they, like, killed butts and shit, and they all had, like, these prosthetic butts, and I remember Zack saying something in the book about how great it was to finally poop again, because he has a prosthetic butt. My sense of humor is so bad. And they get in, like, this jet or some shit. I think Zack, like, throws up or something, and then they crash it. And then there's, like, the kamikaze butts, and they come and they fucking explode. But, okay, and then they gotta go through, like, this desert, and then they find Ned, and he lives in a shed. That did not intentionally rhyme. And he makes them eat ants and shit. But then once they get through the desert, they're in, like, a swamp, and then Zack and Eleanor get stuck in the swamp, and Zack farts them out of it. That's something I remember. I also know there's, like, a beach part where they have to, like, go through the water, and there's, like, these poop dolphins. And they, like, save them, and Eleanor, like, cries, because she's like, oh my god, I don't want them to go, because they're literally floating turds in the ocean. And then they're, like, on the beach by a volcano, and they gotta get in that shit, they gotta get in there, so they can defeat the Great White Butt. You heard me, the Great White Butt. So they go, and they defeat this giant white ass. But before they do that, Eleanor jumps into the volcano like a total idiot. Because she wants to do it by herself or something. I don't know. She's not smart. And Eleanor jumps in there. She's like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna do this. But then they go in there and she's like dead. She's like dead on the ground. And they're like, fuck. So they defeat the great white butt. And then Zach's butt becomes friends with him. And then Eleanor ends up surviving or something. And then it's revealed that her mom is dead. Like right at the end of the book. And then there's, like, peace between butts and humans. Like, why do I remember this lore better than the rest of them? This one's not gonna be very accurate either, because I have only ever seen the Lord of the Rings trilogy once. And it was in 6th grade. So I don't really remember, but, like, Legolas is hot, so I had to include him, you know? So, basically, Gandalf, like, comes up to Bilbo Baggins' house. He's like, yeah, get rid of that fucking ring. He's like, okay, I'll give it to my kid. So, Frodo and Samwise Gamgee and Merry and Pippin, like, go, and they have, like, the ring, and they're, like, hiding under shit. I remember that specific scene. And there's, like, these knights, and they're, like, on horses, but I don't remember what they're called. And then they, like, go somewhere. I don't remember. I don't know. Frodo, like, almost dies or some shit. And then there's, like, this chick that, like, saves him or something. I can't remember if it was Awen or Arwen. But Arwen is the name of my cat. I'll show a picture of her real quick. This is Arwen. She's a teeny weeny crazy little poopy do boopy bapai dee boo boo boo. Anyways, they go to, like, the Elven Township or something. And then that's where the hot comes in, and they're all like, alright, so they, like, team up, and then they're walking for, like, 5 million hours, and then they go in, like, this cave, and Gandalf just fucking dies. So they're like, alright. And then they are in the snowy mountain, or some shit. And then there's also, like, Sauron, who's, like, this eye, except he's also not, I think he's, like, the wizard, the one other wizard that's not Gandalf. And, they basically just have to get to Mordor in order to stop this ring's shit. And they do at the end, because, like, you'd expect that. Oh, and there's also fucking, what was his name? Gollum? My precious precious? Yeah, that bitch. There's him, too. That's the Lord of the Rings lore for you. Well, that is the end. I am very upset with myself that I can barely remember any of this. And today is the day I learned that, so I'm probably gonna have to go rewatch some of these things. Except for the day my butt went psycho, because I remember that for some reason. This is probably going on my OST channel, because I plan on animating today. And also, school starts in a day.